CN Tower is seen from the waters of Lake Ontario, along with the rest of beautiful downtown Toronto, our setting today. Welcome everybody to another presentation of the NBA live on 2K Sports. And our broadcast team tonight, Greg Anthony here to my left and Steve Smith to my right. And the Hall of Famer David Aldridge along the sideline. Hey Dave.
Kevin, thank you very much.
Thanks, David. That's David Aldridge, our NBA Hall of Famer. The starters for the Utah Jazz, Conley and Mitchell, the talented backcourt pair. Bogdanovich out there with O'Neal. And it's Gobert in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Raptors, Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. Red Adams out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Birch in at the 5 down low. Now here's Conley. Gobert finds Mitchell. And stolen by Siakam. Fast break Toronto. Here's Birch. A big dunk at the end of the break.
And you have to credit Anunoby. He's put in the work to become a better playmaker.
Mitchell passes to Gobert. Mitchell with it. And midway through the season, some players going above and beyond. And Steve, is that contract year based a myth, or is it a real thing?
It is a real thing. You see guys more focused. You see guys that's usually not on time. On that contract year, you see guys on their best behavior, and you see some of their best play on the court overall.
Conley gets the bucket.
So often the catalyst. This time, Conley is on the finishing end off the catch.
Here's VanVleet. Good for the basket. Starting off 1-for-1 with that shot.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
Now here's Gobert. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against New York.
He was really aggressive on the glass, too. He really racked up on the boards out there. Allowing any room to operate, you know he's going to be aggressive.
Well, it was the Raptors winning their last game against the Rockets. Passes to Anunoby. O'Neal against Siakam. Over O'Neal. Siakam's shot is off. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. And Bogdanovich kicks to O'Neal. Shoots over VanVleet. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Another shot. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Donovan Mitchell, he covers every base, even showing the touch from mid-range.
VanVleet against Conley. VanVleet passes to Birch. Here's Mitchell, and it's blocked, but he stays with it. Lets the 3 fly, hands it from downtown. Mitchell's got 5.
And for Donovan, the 3 really sets up everything else. When he's hitting it, defenses can't just pack it in the lane.
Now here's VanVleet. Always coming up for the alley-oop here. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. Here's O'Neal. They lead by 1. Inside, here's
Really showing us what you get when you put size and creativity together.
And when you talk about certain players having that it factor, Donovan Mitchell fits that bill.
He does. Confident in his approach, GA. Fearless on his attack. Donovan Mitchell is one of those guys who can go off for 50 if you let him get into rhythm. As long as he's in Utah, that team will remain competitive.
The Raptors shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight. Joe Ingles is checked in for the Jazz. Jordan Clarkson comes in for Michael Conley.
I'll tell you, he doesn't give points away. Excellent job from the line.
Clarkson taking his time here. Fires for 3, and again it's the Jazz from deep.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And here is Van Vliet. There's Red Hot. He can't get that one. Good D by Mitchell. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
I mean, simply an incredible postseason performance from Donovan Mitchell. The team went out in the first round, but he put the scoring load on his back. One of the best displays of offense I've ever seen in the postseason.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Whiteside's checked in for Rudy Gobert, and it's Eric Paschal in for Bogdanovich. Van Vliet passes to Siakam. Can't get the ball. You know, Greg, you look at the numbers that Mitchell put up in that series. Simply amazing.
I mean, he was putting up 40, 50-point games like it was nothing. At times, the guy looked unguardable. Truly one of the young stars to come out of the Orlando bubble.
Now, here's Clarkson. Following the miss by Pascal Siakam. Good on the shot.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. Greg, 11 years for you in the NBA. You had to have some favorite players that you played besides you with.
You know, it's a great call, and there were a ton of them. A few guys, though, so Gary Payton, I got a chance to play with Gary for a year and have known him. We used to go at it in high school. And it's really about his personality. This is a guy that constant chatter, practice on the court. That's what fed his confidence. Charles Oakley, another guy, he would run through a wall or through you to win a game. And then Scottie Pippen later in my career, just a winner and somebody who I competed against for many years, but then having the opportunity to play with up close, I got a greater appreciation for his skill set.
Back to Clarkson. The pass to Ingles. 4 on the clock. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on Siakam.
I mean, an incredible story how Joe Ingles has gotten to this point. A lot of it's been resiliency, and a lot of it has been sacrifice.
Chris Boucher's checked in for Ken Birch. And last season, at least at first, it was a challenge for Ingles to mesh with Mike Conley.
Yeah, I mean, Conley came in to run the offense, which kind of took the ball out of Ingles' hands a little bit. But then Conley goes out with the hamstring, and that allowed Ingles to get back into rhythm, and he's been able to handle that load many times in his career.
You just love how reliable he is. Night in and night out, his offense is there.
Now, Ingles, he had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Knicks in New York. He gets that one.
And they've done the job on the offensive glass.
Raptors trail by 7. Van Vliet up top. He's covered by...
He's heady, he's unselfish. All Van Vliet does is make winning plays.
And here's Clarkson. He pins it up for the Utah Jazz. Tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
Well, when you're facing a team that's feeding off the crowd's energy, you have to bring your A game. They didn't do that defensively.
It looked like there were communication breakdowns all night. Deadly, especially when you're on the road.
Clarkson up top. Dishes it to Mitchell. Down low, here's Whiteside. Good, it's Mitchell picking up the assist. Mitchell's got 3 assists tonight.
Maintaining focus through contact. When Whiteside does that, he's unstoppable.
Now, here's Siakam. A 14-point game for him in the win against the Rockets in Houston.
And no one on defense could stay in front of him. He continually got pummeled and kept getting back to the stripe.
There's 42 seconds left in the first. Nobody near Barnes. No good from outside. Jazz leading by 5. Ingles with the ball. Pass to Mitchell. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Can't emphasize this enough. This is the way Mitchell's got to play to give this team its best chance.
Mike Conley's checked in for Utah. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Conley against Van Vliet. Pass to Siakam. Back to Van Vliet. An easy 2 points on the layup. Van Vliet's got 6 points.
Oh, that's great awareness. That's a great pass. Credit Siakam and the work he's done to understand where everyone is in this offense.
And so it's Utah with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. We'll return shortly. And always interesting to hear from Donovan Mitchell, who recently
had reputations of what we...
And you know, Greg, Mitchell's going to be right in the middle of it, leading the way.
And on top of everything else he does, he's elite at getting his own shot. We've seen him carry this team offensively at times. Boy, he is special.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And guys, what's your take on Utah so far?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
And you know this, most of the time, offensive rebounds generate high percentage looks.
On the floor for Utah, getting going here in the second quarter. They got Whiteside. Eric Pascal out there with O'Neal. And it's Joe Ingles. And it's Conley in at the point guard position. Now, over here is Siakam. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Back to Dragic. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Good work defensively by Whiteside. Conley left side. To the inside. It's stolen by Dragic. Barnes passes to Trent. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
We talk about it time and time again. Turnovers are costly, especially when the game is close.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Nice, yeah.
Hey, Kevin. Bojan Bogdanovic was a pro in Europe for a decade before he joined the NBA. Croatian sharpshooter says, a lot of players who are happy over there, but I wanted to have another challenge, to play against the best in the world. That was the only thing that was important to me. Guys, he's lived up to that promise.
He loves that challenge, and he's having success. D.A., thank you. Here's what Utah's going with right now. Gobert comes in for Hassan Whiteside, and it's Bogdanovic in for Eric Pascal. Gobert dishes to Conley. And stolen by Siakam. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Basket good. Trent's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And they definitely have the edge in those fast break points.
They can't be afraid to keep pushing the basketball in transition because in that half-court set, they're struggling a little bit.
Now here's Conley. His last outing, 16 points for him. Sweep of the quarter. Conley's got 8.
So reliable. They've really leaned on him at the offensive end.
Raptors trail by 4. Now here's Dragic. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Houston.
And there really was a physical aspect of his performance that was off the charts. He was taking it right at him, and he just kept getting those calls and getting to the line.
Here's Ingles after the Raptors pick up 2. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Greg, you were drafted 12th overall by the New York Knicks and then 2nd overall by the Grizzlies in the expansion phase. So you've had a very unique view of being in that position in 2 different settings.
Yeah, I mean, 2 very different cities, but really each beautiful in its own way. The New York draft, obviously coming out of college, that was like a dream come true to go and play for Pat Riley and then get
team in a new country, if you will, was also a really cool experience as well.
I hope we can take a petition started by you and me to get the NBA back in Vancouver. I miss
And
going
Seattle,
to
right? Let's get back in
and
both those
Seattle.
cities.
Exactly. So it's Utah now. The Raptors getting the bucket. And Bogdanovich kicks to Clarkson. O'Neal passes to Clarkson. 3-pointers off the mark. Toronto trail. And here we go. Fast break. Barnes has got it.
And he can time his passes
Nice
so
one.
perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Here's Conley. He's got 8. Pass to Clarkson. Back to Conley. Fires from deep. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
Mike Conley makes just enough of these to keep the defense honest.
And here's Dragic. The pass to Trent. Now here's Barnes. Guarded by O'Neal. Gobert with the block.
Gila sana.
A 3 from Bogdanovich. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Coming into this having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
Yeah, they were able to maintain focus in a hostile environment, and that led to taking shots that made sense.
Rarely frazzled. They played with a pretty even temperature, in my opinion, throughout this entire game.
Toronto have gone 7 for 10 here in the second quarter. They'd like to keep up that nice pace. And now O'Neal missing the go-ahead bucket. And so Clarkson will bring it up for the Jazz.
OG Anunoby out of Indiana. He was the 23rd pick in the 2017 draft. Another great draft selection that day. Slipped due to injuries concerns, but he's been great.
Right out, he's checked in for the Raptors. Donovan Mitchell's checked in for Utah.
They call point guard. Goran Dragic lead the entire floor. Terrific look.
Jazz have gone just 33% from the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Plus 3 of 9. O'Neal inside. Covered by Barnes. 5 on the clock. Here's Mitchell. Oh, and done by Mitchell.
I got a feeling Donovan Mitchell will be watching this highlight over and over and over.
The Raptors have gone 8 of 12 since the start of the second quarter. That's a really high percentage, hitting around 67%. Pass to Red on the arc, and that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Dragic has got his 4th assist in this one. Utah trailing here.
And Smitty, with OG Anunoby, he has a very high ceiling with what he can become.
Greg, OG Anunoby can impact the game on both sides of the ball, which is fantastic. He's a solid defender, and with the ball in his hand, he's very smart, making good decisions. This team is very excited to see his development.
I mean, not only does Bogdanovich stretch the floor, but he can really stretch it from beyond 30 feet.
Greg, he is blessed with incredible range and a quick trigger, might I add. You have to stay connected to Bogdanovich defensively because he can go on scoring tears where there's just no stopping him.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Siakam is checked in for Barnes, and it's Fred VanVleet in for Goran Dragic. There's Red out, covered by Mitchell. The dunk with a foul on top of it. So strong.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
The Jazz making a switch here. Whiteside's checked in. The Raptors shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game. Jazz trail by 3. Here's Clarkson. Pass to Gobert. Clarkson on the wing. He's guarded by Anunoby. Right side kicks to Pascal. Clock at 4. Mitchell's shot is good. Mitchell's got 15 points.
Doesn't matter to the great offensive players who's guarding them. And Donovan Mitchell is trying to become one of them.
Siakam, right side. Shoots over Clarkson. Siakam misses. Jazz have gone 5 of 12 from the field here in the second. Mitchell in the corner. Passes it to Ps4. Clarkson with the ball. Now Mitchell. He's coming off a 34-point game against the Knicks in New York.
And it was an unselfish night for him as well. He got plenty of assists to go along with all those points.
This is what you want to do with the young guns. Get them out in transition. Anunoby can run all day.
3 seconds separate the shot clock in game. And Gobert gets to Clarkson. Nice ball movement by Utah. Here's Mitchell. No one on him, and he makes the easy one. Mitchell's got the game tied up here for the Jazz.
It's hard to stop Donovan Mitchell from getting to his spot. The guy has everything on the offensive end.
Here's Breda. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. So a tie game here as we finish the first half. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to Eat for the Raptors. Kenny, what was your impression?
Well, they should have a lot of room on the perimeter.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. It's been one outstanding game from Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
And it's not like everything's been at the rim. There's been a number of jump shots along the way.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. That's